Hello everyone, I am NanoDude05 from Trailmakers, and today I will be teaching you how to build a basic piston impelled weapon. So, to start out, what you're going to need to do is get a seat, and then some pistons. Align the pistons into a little 2x2 formation here, and put 3 sets of them, alternating rotations, and then mirror one of the sets to the back of the seat, and that will be our counterweight so that the seat doesn't vibrate when the pistons are launching. So remove the controls and then set the speed to -100, and what that will do is it'll allow us to put a negative input into the pistons and have them go ridiculously fast. I don't exactly know why it works, but it does. And then set the start position to 0 and turn on auto reset, and that'll just make sure they start closed and go back every time. Then you're going to take 3 logic gates, a distance sensor, set the distance to 0 and put it on invert trigger to have it always on. Then take an OR gate and an XOR gate. And then you're going to want to get a dispenser. Metal crate dispensers are probably the most powerful for this kind of weapon. And then you're just going to remove the controls. After you have that on, you're going to put the distance sensor into the XOR gate, and then the OR gate also into the XOR gate, and then the OR gate into the dispenser. What this allows us to do is launch the crate at the proper time, because the delay between these logic gates is just enough that it launches while the pistons are still extending, so it adds the velocity of the dispenser on the pistons to the already default created velocity of the projectile coming out of the dispenser itself, which makes it go much faster. And it's an XOR gate that's always on, because the dispenser launches once it loses an input, because the input charges it up and the release of the input launches the projectile. Then you're just going to set this to a negative output, put it to all the pistons, and then going to create timings for it, duration. It usually works better when the duration is a little bit longer than the pause, so I'm going to set it to 0.4, 0.04, and 0.06, and that'll launch 10 times every second. Also, we're going to need to make a base, and that's pretty much it. But when I fire it, as you can see, it's extremely unstable, so we need to add our counterweight. So go get some weight blocks. I found that the perfect balance for this setup is 1 of the 50 kilogram and 2 of the 30 kilogram weight blocks. And yeah, it's pretty much perfectly balanced. As you can see, it really isn't moving, it's just the camera. And that's basically it. And you can mount this to vehicles and all sorts of things. And the pistons don't have to be attached to the seat, of course. Is take some servos. Put an anchor pin, and there you go. Now it's pretty much a turret, and as you can see, it shoots pretty far. So if I target this barrel, it's a little bit over. Perfect. So of course, I'm shooting pretty high, so I can adjust my sight. And now, on mark. So yeah, it's a very powerful weapon. Very useful for combat, although it's considered extremely overpowered in many cases. If you don't hit it on the first shot, just use full auto. Oh, that barrel's hovering. Anyways, that's about it. Thanks for watching.